Hi there, my name is Jonathan Baumgart. I'm the CEO of Atomiq Consulting. So in today's video, I want to discuss launching a Forex broker in 2026. Now, I made a video last year that covered the same topic, and for personal reasons, I wasn't able to get that video out at the beginning of the year. I published it a little bit in the middle, and I found that for the most part, there weren't significant enough changes between the time of that recording and now. So this is just a very brief intro. I will then introduce the original video from last year, which I think covers almost all of the points. So without further ado, here's starting a Forex broker in 2026. Great, so thank you for checking out my video. Now, I do this video annually, so if you did watch my 2024 video, please scroll to the end where I'll talk about some of the changes. If this is the first time that you've seen this video or watched me, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make an overview on starting a Forex broker in 2025. I'm going to briefly go over the costs. I'm going to discuss the process, some highlights, some pros and cons as far as technology goes, and then I'll mention some of the changes that I've seen. So as a starting point, let's go over the process. If I want to launch a Forex broker in 2025, what do I need? Let's get started there. So if you want to launch an FX broker in 2025, the biggest thing to talk about is technology. This is the engine of your broker. This is what you're going to need to launch. You cannot have a broker without having technology. So keep that in mind. That's why this is the most important discussion. And you basically have two paths. MetaTrader, which is the most well-known platform out there, is a consideration. However, it is an expensive one. Now, later on in the video, I'll cover this in more detail, but you do need a license to get MetaTrader, and MetaTrader will cost at least $10,000 per month to operate. If you wanted to launch your Forex broker on a smaller budget, we have our own technology. This is something to consider. It's significantly less costly than MetaTrader, and we don't require regulation, so keep that in mind. Now, as far as technology goes, what we offer is a front-end trading platform that has web support, mobile support, everything you need. We also have some basic CRM capabilities, but we work with third-party providers as well. So if you come to us, we can give you all the technology you need to launch your broker. We also include a website as well. That's another consideration. If you already have your website, no problem. We can integrate into it. So what else do you need to launch a Forex broker? Well, putting the technology aside, the next thing I'd suggest is some kind of business plan. You should have thought out what you want to do with this broker. And here are some guidelines to think about. Do you want to be the Amazon? I always mention this. Do you want to be the Amazon of all brokers? Meaning, do you want to have an office in Australia, in Hong Kong, in London, in all parts of the world? Or do you want to just focus on a specific region? Or do you want something in the middle? You want to launch the broker and see how things go. That's a consideration. The other is, what products do you want to offer? What services? Do you want to focus on social trading? Do you want to only offer CFDs on cryptocurrency? What specialty or what area do you want to specialize in or focus on? These will all help you determine the direction that you want to go. In terms of regions, keep in mind, if you want to open offices all over the world, then what languages do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on the market in South America? Do you prefer Europe? Do you prefer the Chinese-speaking market? These are all things that we suggest thinking about before you launch the broker, because it'll determine how you structure it. What else is needed? Well, you're going to need some basic support. I personally think the human touch is still relevant even in 2025. AI can be useful, but many people get annoyed by talking to a robot. A lot of people just want to chat or talk with a human being. Not everyone, but it's good to have both options. In any case, even if AI is covering the main questions, you need someone in the back end to resolve issues. AI cannot fix everything. If a client by accident sent a deposit to the wrong account, it's very hard to automate those type of things. Or if a client just wants to speak to someone about how to set a take profit on a trade or adjust a trailing stop, I still think the human touch makes sense in 2025. So you're going to need some type of support. That's another consideration, is you're going to have some support staff for your broker. On that note, sales. You need to think about sales. How are you going to grow the broker? How many salespeople do you want to have? Now, this goes back a little bit to the business plan. If you decide you want to target various language regions, then you need to find native speakers who may speak Arabic, Spanish, whatever the regions are. Because keep in mind, FX is a global business. And that's the attraction, is that everywhere in the world, people are interested in currency trading. And especially when you get outside of the United States, everyone has a general idea of where currencies are relative to the US dollar or even relative to their other neighboring currencies. That's the appeal. So if you want to grow in certain parts of the world, keep in mind you need to have the necessary staff to support them. Marketing is the other factor. You need to compete. It's a very competitive business, I'll be the first to mention. So you have to make a marketing budget and make a plan that connects to the business plan that I mentioned previously. In terms of marketing, you have a lot of options. You can have what I'm doing. You can do short video clips, within YouTube. There's Instagram, there's Twitch, there's streaming. You have SEO, you have AI. There's all these different touch points in marketing, email. All of this you need to think about. So all I'm trying to do here is provide you a basic guideline in terms of what the considerations are when launching a broker. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, how much does this cost me? How much money do I need to start an FX broker in 2025? So I want to cover that now. So now that I've outlined, briefly what you'll need, in terms of the budget and everything, it's going to come down to whether you choose MetaTrader. Now, as mentioned, on a monthly support level, it's going to be $10,000 a month at a minimum. At a minimum, there's more costs that we can get into in a call. Additionally, you'll need to have a license. You'll need to be regulated. So if you want to go the MetaTrader route, let's look at this from an annual basis. I would say at least $250,000 is needed at a minimum, because any kind of license will be an investment of around $100,000, give or take. That number can change. But on an annual basis, just looking at the MetaTrader costs alone, that's over $100,000. So $250,000. Now, we can get you more specifics in a discussion. What I'm mentioning here are just some broad strokes, just some general ideas of what to expect when launching a broker. The good news is, if you consider our technology, it's significantly less costly. So if you want to launch a broker using our tech, then it's going to be a lot less. Now, one thing I didn't mention in the components that I will bring up here is forming a company. Now, you need some kind of company somewhere, but it's relatively inexpensive. So if you consider our technology and you form just a basic company offshore, your costs are significantly less. Just a ballpark figure, I would say around $10,000 a month should be plenty to get the brokerage launched. Now keep in mind, everything is case by case. We would need to really have a discussion, learn more about your business, but that's significantly less than operating MetaTrader, which is just for the technology alone that much. My estimate is for everything to run the broker to start. Now, if you decide to get a license, that's going to go up, and I'll make a cost benefit on that shortly with you. I just wanted to cover briefly what the costs are going to be. Now, let's discuss how long does it take? If I want to launch a Forex broker, how long will it take me to do? So once again, the choice is MetaTrader or our technology using our alternative to MetaTrader. If you want MetaTrader, well, you first need to get a license somewhere. We have licenses for sale, so that's an option. South Africa happens to be the quickest place to obtain a license and get MetaTrader. So if you wanted to go that route, you could actually be up and running, I would say, in about a month's time, give or take, if you were to acquire a business in South Africa. If, however, you want to apply for a license, that is generally a 6-month process. So the timeline goes out quite a lot. What I've always said is, look, if you badly want MetaTrader, I understand. Apply for the license, our team can help, and use our technology until you get MetaTrader. Because this year, especially 2025, I don't have to remind you, is extremely volatile as far as the markets go. And you're going to spend the entire year waiting for a license only to get it approved maybe at the end of the year. Our technology will allow you to launch the broker much more quickly. If you take our tech, you can be up and running in a couple of weeks. Now, realistically, we'll have to look at your setup, put the logo in. I would say if you wanted things more customized, we're looking at a month. But if you wanted the fastest thing, it's a couple of weeks. And it's also only a few weeks as well to form a company offshore. To get a bank account set up, to get payments, that usually takes another 3 weeks or so. So, depending on your timeline, if you wanted something super fast, 2 weeks or so is realistic. Then if you wanted to form a company, get banking, that timeline goes out to a month and a half or so. Once again, these are just estimates. These are things to consider. It's best to contact our team. We can give you a full rundown of launching the broker and a roadmap and provide you the specific guidelines for getting started. So what I wanted to do here is briefly make a cost-benefit analysis of licensing in MetaTrader. Okay, so why I wanted to do this is you can see in this video the obvious choice you'll have to make is if you go down the MetaTrader path, but there's different ways like I mentioned. So to recap, if you wanted MetaTrader quickly, like I mentioned, we have brokers for sale in South Africa. That's the fastest way, but it's also the most expensive. The majority of the licenses we have on sale start at around $100,000 and go up from there. So considering what I mentioned previously, on a monthly basis, you're going to be spending at least $10,000 a month, if not more, plus the $100,000 for a license. So if you wanted to do this quickly, you have to have a big budget, at least $200,000. Now, if you wanted to apply for a license, that's perfectly fine. We can still assist you. You wouldn't get MetaTrader instantly though. The minimum time frame is around 6 months, 6 to 7 months, give or take. And then you'll have MetaTrader. So the next route, if you want MetaTrader, save the money because then you don't purchase the license outright. Apply for the license, which is significantly less expensive. Most of the money that I quoted is capital. So let's consider a region like Mauritius. The capital is $33,000 in USD. You need to have a local office and staff, and then there's our application fee. It's significantly less than acquiring the license. The only trade-off is you have to wait 6 to 7 months to get MetaTrader. But as mentioned, you can consider our platform as a temporary way to launch the business. You won't miss out on any of the market movements, and then the end of the year or so, you'll have the license up and running. The quickest option, the fastest option, and the most cost-effective is to go with our tech. Now, you can get a license as well. We don't require it. So in about 2 weeks' time, we can give you the tech immediately. We can set you up in about a month and a half or so with the company and payments, and you're off to the races. So these are all the things you need to think about when you're deciding to launch a broker in 2025. Now what I want to do is just go over some of the key points, the takeaway points, the highlights for starting the broker. So number one, we just covered it, is MetaTrader is a crucial decision in deciding which route you want to take. The second is the business plan. You have to decide when you're launching the broker what you want to focus on. That will determine how our team can assist you and how you'll move this entire process ahead. The third point is your budget. Your budget is really going to determine how you're going to launch this broker and what's realistic, and then the time frame. How quickly do you want to get started? If you don't mind waiting, this is a longer term plan, then perhaps applying for a license makes sense. You'll get the MetaTrader in about 6 months. If you want to launch in the next couple of weeks, then our software makes the most sense. Finally is the staff, the marketing, all of these things. Your business plan will determine who you're going to hire, what the marketing strategy looks like, and where you're going to hire them. So these are all the takeaways that you want to think about when launching a broker. Now, I'll be the first to admit, in a video like this, I'm just scratching the surface. If you're serious about launching a broker, you want to get in touch with our team, you want to reach out and contact us. We've helped countless brokers get started with licensing, launching their business. We do everything here at Atomiq Consulting, and we'd be more than happy to assist you. So if you found this video interesting and want to learn more, please reach out to us so we can talk to you in more detail and help you out. Now I'm going to cover the major changes between last year's video and this one. So if you're now scrolling ahead and you watch last year's video, what has changed in terms of FX brokers in 2025? I would say there haven't been major changes compared to last year. One big change is we now have more banking options, even if you launch the broker unregulated or without a license. That's something that we didn't have before, but we're able to help you more there. On the regulatory side, the only changes I've seen are just increases in capital. Lebuan hiked their capital up by 50%. Now it's 1 million Malaysian ringgit. It used to be 500,000. In Seychelles, it was the same thing. It used to be 50,000 USD. Now it's 100,000. And there were some changes in Vanuatu related to the classes that I will do a video on. So regulation, the costs have gone up a bit, but regulation has remained steady. In terms of technology, it's still the same situation as previously, although I will say it is now quite costly to operate MetaTrader. Of course, it's a well-known name, and I think they charge what they do because of the brand reputation. I would just mention that for most brokers looking to start, I think MetaTrader is quite cost prohibitive at the moment. Of course, if you have the budget, our team could help you, but you can achieve a lot, and we have many clients who are successful using our technology, and they're saving a lot just by avoiding the MetaTrader fees. Now, if you get to a certain level and you grow, I think it makes sense. But if you're just starting off, I think our technology offers you a lot more value considering the major difference in the price and the fact that we can get you many symbols, a price feed, and all kinds of other features as well. So those are the main highlights between this and the last year. Now I'm just going to kind of wrap up the video and provide a summary to you as to why considering partnering with us. So if you're looking to launch your Forex broker, then you definitely want to contact us. I'm the CEO, Jonathan Baumgart. I founded the company 10 years ago. I've been active in the FX space since 2005 when I started my career. I have a great team around me, and we offer you everything needed to start your broker. We have our own tech. We provide guidance on company setups, on licensing, on banking, on payments. We can also help you with a website, a CRM. Basically, if you come to us, we can assist you with all aspects of launching your broker. Not only that, but we have the experience. Me and my team members have been in the industry for many years. On the licensing side, we have positive references. We've helped so many of our clients over the years start their brokers, grow, that we would love to help you out. So if you're looking to work with a firm that has the experience, that has the knowledge, and most importantly has everything that you need, then you want to contact us. Make sure to reach out to us. We're on Skype, we're on Telegram, we're on WhatsApp. You can also email us and fill out the contact form. And of course, if you like this video, please subscribe, like the video as well. And if you have a question or a comment, feel free to drop it in the video. Myself or someone else will get back to you. And if you have a suggestion for a video, let us know. We're always looking to produce most videos, and I almost always make them after the suggestion. So I wish to thank you for checking out this video today, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.